Welcome to Whispers in the Corridors. Today we have with us someone who served as a Noble IPS officer and headed one of the most premier investigative agencies of the country, CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, in conversation with former CBI Chief Rishi Shukla. In this exclusive interview, we delve into his unique journey, exploring the intersection of his powerful role as CBI Chief and his profound connection to astrology. Thank you for joining us today. As you have served as the former CBI chief, you have been a very powerful man in the country. Looking back, how do you reflect on the weight of that responsibility?
Thank you for having me here. First of all, let me wish you all a very happy Diwali. Diwali is the festival of lights to reduce darkness. As for the CBI, it's a it's a big responsibility in the sense that I wouldn't use the word powerful. For me, power has always meant responsibility. So that's a challenge because CBI have to separate the truth from the allegations. It has to find the right balance of law, of evidence, and then take the matter to a court of law. So that's been a challenge. But I had in the CBI an excellent team of people who are very good at what they do. It's one of the best investigation organizations in the world.
Talking about the weight of the responsibility, how are you spending your time now?
Well, I have had my innings. I've served almost 40 years in law enforcement. Therefore, it's a relief that I am out of that. After all, how much more, sort of challenges one can take. But I have a lot to do. There are a lot of things which I couldn't do in all those years. One of them is a passion of mine, which is jyotish or astrology, as it is said. It is certainly a very bright and illuminating understanding of patterns which are there up in the universe and how they impact you as an individual, how they impact the earth as such. So it's a fascinating world, and it's such a vast subject that even a single lifetime is insufficient to understand what it's all about.
As you just told that astrology is one of your passion and it is also known that you have a knack for astrology, could you share how you pursue this as your hobby?
Well, there is something in me which has always been inquisitive and curious about the patterns which are there. This was a very interesting thing because in my chosen profession also, study of patterns was very important. The same study of patterns uh, appears in astrology. Uh, it's said there's a small sentence with Charak Samhita, the mother uh, book of Ayurveda says, Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. So it means that whatever is in you is in the universe, and whatever is there in the universe is within you. That is what Jyotish speaks about. And it's not only Indian Jyotish, you would find that most of the cultures cutting across continents and millenniums, you'll find the ancients have always been interested in understanding this. And this same statement appears in Greece, the Greek mythology, and in the Mayan mythology. Everywhere there is an understanding of how the stars, the planets influence you as a person and the earth as such.
While working as a CBI chief, do you think that astrology has impacted your perspective and decision making?
You see, it's not only astrology is not an end in itself. What is important is one must understand that in our ancient Indian knowledge systems, there is something which we speak of that when you have to do whatever is the right thing to do. You have to believe in the rightness of the things. I have always believed that blessings come to you if you do what is your dharma or the right thing. That is what astrology also suggests. So, while decision making, if you do what is right by the law, what is right by the decision which you make, If you do that, you will always find that more blessings come your way. And I, for one, believe that if you really want to do something good in life, you should let the blessings be with you. There is an old saying in Rig Veda. It says, Ano Bhadra Kratva Yantu Vishwatra. Let noble winds come to us from all sides. That will happen only when you do the right thing, you do your dharma, you do your duty. And that is what actually the astrology teaches you. If there is a good astrologer, he or she will tell you that what is your purpose in life and what is the way you go about it. If your way smoothens, if you find that the road is very fluidly supporting you, you are on the right track. That is what astrology tells us, and that is what I have let all my decision makings go according to what duty demands. If duty demands this, it may be good, it may be bad, but since at that moment of time my duty said this, I do that.
Indian astrology has a significant influence on people's belief. How do you perceive the widespread faith in astrology within the country?
You see, we are largely God fearing people, and we have always understood this, that not everything in the life is what you can control. There's certain energy in the universe which directs what you do. Therefore, the belief in astrology is very strong in India, and it is to the very credit of this belief that astrology has responded and have given most people at least a right path to follow. There are certain things which we may not be able to control. But in a jyotish, if you find the right path to follow, probably you are doing good service to yourself and you are creating more opportunities to help yourself. It is said कि भगवान भी उसी की मदद करते हैं जो अपनी मदद खुद करता है. तो आप अपनी मदद अगर कर रहे हैं तो the you find that the universal energy is supporting you, and that is what Jyotish can guide you about. It is unfortunate that it has become so commercialized in the recent few decades that you find people with little knowledge giving all sorts of predictions. You find people suggesting all sorts of remedies which are basically expense based. That is a bit of a challenge, and that is a formidable challenge.
Talking about the people in today's world marked by violence, war, and destruction, and even political turmoil, do you believe astrology plays a role?
Astrology can play a role provided people are mature enough to know that astrology will give them the right path, and just to not be a tool to let them know what events are going to happen in their lives. So this is what is important, because you see, all our ancient knowledge tells us that we have to find peace. Every prayer ends with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, saying that peace be with me, peace be with you, and peace be in the universe. But is it happening? It's not happening. It's the human greed, the human vanity which brings about war, which brings about struggles, the political turmoil. How do you control that human greed? In every person, there is a streak of selfishness. Jyotish can give you the right path to avoid that selfishness, which is the root of all the karma which you do, which finally gives you a response in this lifetime only. The thoughts about Purva Janam and other things remain. But whatever you do, as you sow, so you reap.
And recently, you also organized All India Jyotish Sammelan. What was the outcome and how has it impacted?
You see, Bhopal, like every city, has a large number of Jyotishis who are working in their own traditional way. There's a lot of knowledge spread about. How do we collect that authentic knowledge? How do we spread that awareness? That is what was the purpose of this Sammelan or this conference. And we did manage to rope in a lot of internationally reputed speakers like there's David Frawley, who's been given the Padma Vibhushan, and he joined us from the US. There are several other similarly placed, very knowledgeable people who came here, shared their knowledge, and certainly I feel that it was a step forward in bringing more clarity to jyotish.
Considering your interest in astrology, do you have any future plans of writing a book related to this subject?
I don't know whether I'll write a book on jyotish, but who knows? It might come. It might come in the course of time. As of now, I do contemplate to write a book on leadership. Well, leadership is also something which needs to be ethical and which needs to be following a path of duty. That's what I am right now looking at. But probably,
For my last question, do you believe that stars might have played a role in you becoming a CBI chief?
I am so grateful for whatever I have got from God, the universe. I have always been very blessed, and part of that blessing is people like you who are talking to me. So, certainly, there would have been, probably there has been an important part, because if the path is open and clear, you can stride ahead. So I'm certain that there would have been some energies which were propelling me and which took me to this particular post. However, my astrological belief is that if you find the right door which opens when you reach, walk in, and that will take you to your destination. Destinations are far and few, the journey is more important, and it's a journey which you must do, and if you do according to the energies which are supporting you, you would certainly find a very sense of happiness and joy. You see, after all, it's not positions and power, it's not what you amass or what your fame or power or wealth is. What is important is you must find happiness in your life, and that happiness is what directs you to all what you do.
Very true. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Khushi, for having me here. I'm grateful that you did call me here. My blessings, if I may, to you and all your viewers.